a place where hearts open and we awaken to new levels of that spiritual awareness, the being who we really are. Thank you for bringing your consciousness to bless ours. We appreciate that we're doing this journey together.
In this moment, in this place, in the stillness of our open hearts, we have come to share the presence of the God within and to hold a sacred space. At this moment, at this time, when we feel the oneness of all, we have come here to build a sanctuary of love in this moment, in this place, in this moment, in this place. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please remain seated and join us in singing our first together song. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love
us thank our magnificent song leader this morning, Liz. Thank you. And let us welcome our guest artist this morning, a dear favorite of ours, Carol Manson, who is fabulously supported by our own house band, Fusion. And please join Carol out at her table on the patio. She has a brand new CD. I'm sure you're going to want to take it home with you. Good morning. Welcome to our service. Please join me in greeting our friends online. Turn to the cameras and give them a shout out. Hey. I am Sheila Gautreaux, your assistant minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek. And it's my pleasure to say hello to you this morning. Also, if you are new to Unity, we want to welcome you to something I'm very proud to be a part of, which is this positive path for spiritual living, a process for transforming lives through a deeper understanding of our relationship with and to God and each other. Our primary teachings say that we believe there is only one presence in our universe. However, we recognize and embrace the many spiritual traditions that lead to that one presence. We also have a foundation of prayer teachings to create a life of prayer, positive, affirmative prayer. And so that we might have an experience of that, I invite you to join me right now in affirming our opening prayer statement together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let us take that in. Breathe into it through our hearts. Let it settle upon us, deeply resonating in every fiber of our being, until we know it, we feel it, we live it. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let us take it in deeper and allow it to extend outward from us, embracing everyone in the sanctuary, our friends online, feeling that connection through that presence. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And let us take it in even deeper and expand it further out into our world, reaching every corner of our planet and touching every heart that beats, knowing and feeling our oneness with everything. And we allow this truth to be self-evident. And so it is. So please remain seated and join Liz in our next congregation song.
The breath of God is breathing me, and resting in the breath of God, I know that all is well. The love of God is love in me, and resting in the breath of God, I know that all is well. The grace presence of God is graced in me, and resting in the breath of God, I know that all is well. The breath of God is breathing me, and resting in the breath of God, I know that all is well.
Good morning. So let's take this moment and enter into a time of prayer and meditation together. And as we do that, just take that deep breath through your heart. And we just breathe in that awareness of this presence of God around us, caring for us. And for a moment, just appreciate that we're here with such beautiful beings of light and wisdom that bring the harmony and the power of their awareness and their prayers to join with ours. And gently, taking that inner journey, that journey into deeper awareness, and let the music be that guide to the very center of our hearts.
Breathe in me, breath of God. Breathe in me, breath of
Take in that deep breath,
God.
releasing.
Breathe in me, breath of God.
Being breathed by the One. That experience of life where we take in, receive, are filled, and then in that place of trust, releasing, letting go, opening, that we might breathe again. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, we know that there is only one presence and power, one life, one love, one intelligence, and that we are a beautiful expression of this one. The life in us is divine life. And we take this moment to simply be grateful for being here now, for this amazing life that flows through our bodies, this amazing light that illumines our minds. And we open to be aware of you more deeply. For we hear your voice in the wind, the rain, the sound of the waves. We see your beauty. In a friend's smile, in a hummingbird's flight. In sunset. In the quiet within us. And as we fill ourselves with this awareness of your presence, how easy it is to enter into your peace. This beautiful peace within our hearts. This place where we rest in quiet, though the world is filled with activity around us. This place where we know your presence. Your goodness, your love, and your care. For it is in this moment of peace, this time of inner stillness, that we are able to touch you deeper than mind or heart. That we are simply able to rest, child of God, enfolded in your love. And so we gently let go, letting our minds quiet, letting our feelings enter serenity, peace. It was the words that you spoke through the psalmist that called us. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Beloved presence, you are such joy, such love, such goodness, such blessing, such fullness, such peace that we know and experience upon our hearts as our own. So grateful that we are one. And so we let this love flow through our hearts And we send it first of all to our own bodies for healing and well-being, to bring every cell and system into wholeness and harmony and vitality. We radiate this love to our minds and hearts for wisdom and understanding. This divine love flows through us as we send it to all who are dear to us, blessing each one, enfolding them in light and love and wholeness and wisdom. Your love flows through our hearts to all who are in this spiritual community, blessing each one and everyone in their world. This love flows through our hearts. It blesses, heals, uplifts. With it we enfold every prayer request brought here, knowing with each you are enfolded in divine love and lifted to that which is the highest. As this love flows through our hearts, it flows out from this community as waves of love across the communities in which we live, across our country, across the world, touching all its peoples, calling forth the peace and wisdom within all. And we send this love to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides, or in seeking to know you. We're all one. And this love pours forth from our hearts. It enfolds this beautiful earth, brings balance and healing to all her systems, and blessing to her creatures. And we send this love about the earth to touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are that love in every heart, and in this love we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Celebrating that love. Once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Breathe in the breath of God.
And it is so here, now, lifted by that presence within each one. Amen.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. change. The young become the old. And mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. They fly. Winter turns to spring. A wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything and everyone must change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of. Ooh. Except rain comes from the clouds and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, y'all, and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds, they fly. Rain comes from the clouds and sun lights up the sky, and music makes me cry. Everything must change. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. That was absolutely beautiful. Good morning. My name is Sion, and it is my pleasure to highlight upcoming events for you. The bears are coming. The bears are coming. Our annual teddy bear drive begins November 1st. Our book center will receive a shipment of cute and cuddly bears. So please bring your donated bear to service so we can love on it before sending it out to the children. Thank you so much, and find out more about these and other wonderful activities in your bulletin and on our website. I would now like to invite to the platform Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney.
Oh, no, Judy.
What is it, Mickey?
The Reverend David wants to have a fall social. What do we do?
Well, my dad's got a barn. Let's put on a show. But who will we get to come?
How about the gang at Unity Walnut Creek? Right, gang? Yeah. Right, gang?
Oh, goody, we'll have dinner and dancing.
We'll call it Unity Swings, the 1940s. Welcome to the Supper Club.
Yeah, and let's teach everyone how to dance.
But, Judy, I don't know how to dance.
Well, that's okay, Mickey. I'll teach you. In fact, you and I can teach everyone to dance if they come a little early. Let's have everyone who wants to learn a little swing come at 5:30, and then everyone else at 6.
What time?
5:30! Judy, that'll be super. I know the Andrews sisters and Bing Crosby. I'll bet they'll come and sing.
Oh, that would be great. When should the gang get tickets?
Time is running out, either today or next Sunday after church, or you can buy them online.
What's online?
Oh, I don't know. Unity Swings, the 1940s. We'll see you at the Supper Club.
Thanks for the invite. Until the gong sounds, I invite you now to greet those immediately around you.
band is something else. It's too much. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me while I am on this spiritual journey, Lord. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me, Lord. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Hold my hand, Lord, y'all. I want you to hold my hand while I am on this, while I'm on this spiritual journey, Lord. I want you to hold my hand, oh, my hand. Talk with me, Lord. I want you to talk with me. Hey, talk with me, Lord. I want you to talk with me while I am on this, while I'm on this spiritual journey, Lord. I want you to talk with me, yeah, talk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Yeah. I want you to walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, talk with me, Lord, and hold my hand. Walk with me. Walk with me. Yeah. Walk with me, Lord. Talk with me, Lord. Hey, I want you to walk with me. Talk with me. Thank you so much.
So let's do the talk with me part today. All right, good place to go. Last Sunday, we touched in on an experience where we awaken ourselves, be aware of the presence of the divine everywhere, around us, within the people that are in our world, within ourselves, and using that awareness to let go of fears that come up. And we were kind of practicing that on the Ebola announcements that were coming over the television. Wonderful chance to say, okay, I think I'll choose an alternative to the fear experience. Now, to do that, we were having to take some steps, because fear doesn't just go because you decide you're done with it. Okay, it goes when there is something of greater presence and power that fills us, this divine awareness. So we were using the focus upon that feeling of gently cherishing the presence of God in each other, because that opens the experience of love within the heart. And when we experience that love, then the fear releases. Okay, so were you working on that this week? Yes. Take a little work? At least, I tell you what, it did for me. I had to go, oh yeah, I was going to do something here. Yeah, and oh yes, that's what that was. I gently cherish the presence of God in you. Join me. I gently cherish the presence of God in you. And then recognizing who is doing the fear thing, I gently cherish the presence of God in me. Join me. I gently cherish the presence of God in me. So that was the kind of the work of this last week. But the truth is, we can let go of the fear. That understanding that the love itself releases us from the fear. But there's more. And it's that more that really gets good. Now, not being controlled by fear or experiencing fear, that's pretty good. But one of the things that we have to keep learning as a growing spiritual being is it always gets better. Okay, remember when the attitude towards life was waiting for the other shoe to fall? That was over a long time ago. It always gets better. And the reason is there is only this divine presence of infinite love. The more we step into the spiritual self, the more we let that flow through us, open us to receive that ever-expanding goodness. Now, I want to go to work on it again if we could. So I want to invite you to kind of focus on your own special little fear, in case the Ebola thing wasn't doing it or the latest terrorist message wasn't doing it. I mean, you know, some of you don't really commit to watching TV and dealing with all that. So, but we've all pretty much have some little fear hanging out there. You know, the monsters under the bed. Now, the truth is, it's hard to do the monsters under the bed anymore. They've gotten very cute, and they now do movies about them. So, you know, it's just not as hard to do this as they used to. But we've all got some. So, I invite you just to bring to your awareness. Okay, what's the one that I'm hanging on to at this point in time? Okay, and just invite it to just kind of sit beside you for a little bit. Okay, because we're going to take a journey. A journey not only into letting go of that fear, but into a greater experience that is beyond there. So to guide us on that way, I want to just start out in acknowledging this process. Went to the love drives out fear. But I wanted to just share the whole thought of that. It's one of the beautiful spiritual understandings that comes through. This is in 1 John. And the writer of 1 John is the writer that wrote the Gospel of John. And it's often called the mystical gospel because it holds a higher level of perception of the spiritual self and what unfolds there. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in him. There is no fear in love. Perfect love drives out fear. There's no fear in love. Perfect love drives out fear. Now there's a reason for this. What we're able to understand today is that the way we do fear is we set our mind about this task of evaluating and figuring out life, okay? And it's brilliantly designed to analyze the third dimension in which we live. So it looks like out there and says, well, you're separate from me, okay, and if I don't have something and you have it, I have to get it from you. And there are lots of things out there that I don't have control over, so I can do my powerless thing and feel like the world has power over me. And that's a reasonable understanding from the mind. Okay, and one of the things we can do is we can turn on the television and they will explain in minute detail how it has power over you. Okay, and it is simply a limited perception. It's not wrong at that level of understanding, but it is not the truth because there is another part of ourselves. And when we go into that feeling of love, what happens is that we move from the head to the heart and we make a connection with this beautiful spiritual self that you are. And this spiritual self is capable of perceiving a greater reality, a reality of this divine presence, this one presence and power that we affirm this morning. Absolute goodness and love is its nature, and we're one with it. There's not something else. There is a growing and unfolding as it takes place. But when we experience that, we're able to perceive life differently. That's why when we go to love, there's no room for fear, because what we get to see is that presence within ourselves, and it is the real power, not out there. We create our world from within here. And then there's a journey. Now, this is from the Gospel of Matthew, and in it, Jesus is sharing an understanding. And it's one of the most amazing sets of perceptions in all of spiritual literature to me. He says, "For this people's heart has been calloused. They hardly hear with their ears, and they have closed their eyes. Otherwise they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn, and I would heal them." Okay, so let's go through it. People's heart is callous. So it's talking about a state of consciousness in which we are not connected with our hearts. Now, we all know that one because we've done it sometimes fairly forcefully, sometimes fairly frequently. Okay, where we don't feel that connection. Okay, so it's in that state. Here's what happens. They hardly hear with their ears. Now, he's not talking about physically. He's talking about a spiritual experience, our spiritual hearing, the ability to receive that guidance, that understanding within ourselves when we are not connected with our hearts. We're not able to receive that spiritual guidance, that spiritual understanding and direction. And they have closed their eyes. Now, the eyes is what we were talking about really this last week, that ability to perceive the presence of God, this divine presence that's here in everyone, in which we live and move and have our being, and it is omnipresent. It's everywhere. But we can't see that when we're cut off from the heart, when the heart is calloused. Otherwise, now when he says otherwise, he says, okay, so we go from that situation into the situation where we're heart connected. Otherwise, when we're heart connected, they might see with their eyes, so we can see that goodness. Hear with their ears, so we can receive that guidance, that direction, and it matures in us into understand with their hearts. Now, understanding is different than simply direction. Okay, direction helps us know, here's a situation in my life, here's how you handle it. Here's the steps you take, here's what's to say, here's how to work with this person, here's how to look within yourself and do it differently. That's direction. Understanding is different. Understanding, now those of you that have worked with me on the heart intelligence, understand that sometimes we're calling this intuitive intelligence, sometimes we're calling it heart intelligence, sometimes we're calling it spiritual intelligence. And it's the same thing. It is this ability to grasp the wholeness of a situation, to understand it as a greater totality, to understand that spiritual presence and relationship and what's unfolding there, that spiritual understanding. And we have all done that as well. And it's a beautiful thing. Not that it's not at times challenging, but it's a beautiful thing. Understand with their hearts and turn. So he's talking about a shift in awareness here. And turn and I will heal them. So it's turning. Essentially it says, from this... of the purpose. From there comes the wholeness of our beings, which is our true nature, into expression in our world. For this people's heart has been calloused. They hardly hear with their ears, and they have closed their eyes. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn, and I would heal them. Now, if we look where we were working before, we're talking about the love taking away the fear. But he's going way beyond that. Yeah, it opens that ability to perceive that divine presence and goodness which relieves us from the fear. But there's something greater. There's wisdom and understanding. You see, it's not just that I'm not afraid of the world. It's that I know what I'm doing here. I know how to dance. I know how to move. I know what to say. I know when to say, that's yours, this is mine, adios. Okay? That wisdom is the real gift. And just to make sure we don't get too hung up with two quotes from the New Testament, from Lao Tzu, great Chinese sage, Tao Te Ching. There's no greater illusion than fear. No greater wrong than preparing to defend yourself. No greater misfortune than having an enemy. Whoever can see through all fear will always be safe. Okay. See the shift from the two powers? The things I fear, the enemy, see through that illusion into that which truly is. Again, that spiritual vision. And in this presence and power and love, we are safe, we are whole. One of the, I think, very beautiful expressions of this in our society, and one of my things is kind of watching and saying, how are we growing as humankind? How are we unfolding? How are we expressing this? And we're in the middle of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, do you remember when it started out? It was, oh my God, ain't it awful? You better go get this or you might. And the fear was laid on everybody. Okay? Any woman in their right mind was supposed to go around afraid. And so you've got to, because that was, when we were primitive, how we motivated ourselves. We're growing up. And a number of women got together and they were not content with that approach to well-being. And so they shifted from fear and began to come out of care, support, love for each other and for themselves and their well-being. And they lifted it into, together let's care for each other. Together let's support each other. So together let's encourage each other to take wise steps that take care of our bodies. Okay? Let's reach together and bring an end to this. That is completely different. Now, I don't know if it changed the medical exams at all. But what we do it from is far more important than what we do. That's when we create. Are we creating wholeness? Or are we just fighting against the things we're afraid of? Different consciousness. So that touched my heart to see that unfold. But I want to put it in a more personal experience. This is about a woman who's been a part of our spiritual community. She had the experience of going to her health provider and getting some tests and being sat down by the doctor and told, there's nothing we can do. You have X number of months, I don't remember if it was 3 or 6, but basically you're beyond the ability of the medical profession to give you any help. And the conclusion is inevitable. Write your will. Now, I don't know about you, but my guess, if somebody laid that on me, I'd do a little fear. That would seem okay. That's not an inappropriate response. Okay? But this woman, she's just always been an inspiration to me, because every time I connect with her, what I hear from her is an amazing appreciation for the divine in everyone and everything. And she just goes around and and see that happening with the people in the situations. And she's acknowledging and affirming how loved and cared for she is and how good things are working for her life. And now, I don't mean to say she didn't get hit with the fear, but I also know her response as she began to deal with that. Okay, and that response took her not only to the place where the fear no longer had control on her, where she was free of the fear, but she could listen to her guidance. And her guidance, that wisdom said, why don't you go talk to somebody else outside of that healthcare system? She said, okay. Now, another thing about this guidance is that this doesn't say, get to work. It creates with us and through us and as us. So as she opened to that, folks began saying, oh, hey, I know some of this, and what about this? And she found herself in another city, in another facility where they said, yeah, we'd be glad to work with you. That was years ago. She's doing well. I talked with her on the phone a couple months ago, and she started out just like she always did. Oh, God is just so good to me and loving me and taking care of me, and I am so appreciative of these wonderful people in my life. And I went, yeah, I see how that worked. Okay. To see that presence, feel that love, takes away the fear. And then to open for the wisdom, because it's there. It is there. You are amazing. You are one with an infinite wisdom. And there is nothing in your life that wisdom will not guide you through successfully. Now, I don't want to say, as I shared this woman's experience, for that soul to meet that and go on for the things she had to do, and I'm aware of some of the things that she still had to do in her life. I'm not sure that is the highest for everyone, with every challenge of the body or the finances or relationships. But what I know is that wisdom and guidance is there for us. Clearly, directly, lovingly, with understanding. So would you work for that next step with me? Okay, as we started, we've been practicing with the fear. So you got that little fear that was sitting out there. Okay, we just start. I gently cherish the presence of God in me. Together. I gently cherish the presence of God in that gently cherish is the love, isn't it? When you hold someone that way, aren't you loving them? Again, I gently cherish the presence of God in me. What a beautiful thing. Again, I gently cherish the presence of God in me. I am lovingly guided every moment. What a beautiful truth to know. Together. I am lovingly guided every moment. Again, I am lovingly guided every moment. It's the truth. Whatever is in your life, that guidance is there, waiting, open. Let me care for you. Let me guide you. Let me heal you. Turn, and I will heal you. Turn to that beautiful presence within and step into the magnificent wholeness of the being you really are. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David. If you would like prayer support for any challenges or celebrations, please see our heart ministers. You may have seen them around in the sanctuary or in the grounds following service. Our heart ministers are wearing lavender stoles. You are also invited to place a prayer request at any time on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. Thank you. I now ask you to take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you. We would like for everyone to fill this card out if you have any prayer requests, questions, or comments. If you are new to Unity, we ask that you fill the card out and visit us on the patio at the welcome table. Thank you. If you would like to support us throughout the week with our spiritual focus, please check the box. And our focus today is from fear to wisdom. The ushers will be receiving your card with the offering toward the end of music. Thank you. It is now time for our prosperity celebration. For love in action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. One of the understandings of the great spiritual laws is that it is by giving that we expand ourselves to the flow of goodness in our lives. Jesus, the master teacher, taught us, give and it will be given back to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, poured into your lap. For the measure you use will be measured to you. Please take your tithe or offering in your hand and know that God is the source of all your good. Please repeat our affirmation with me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Okay, now, y'all. I'm going to teach you little songs. Everything that I need. I'm going to sing it for you once, and then you're on your own. I want you to join me. Okay. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Y'all ready? Everything that I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Do everything that I need to do about what lies before me, everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Release everything that I need to release about what lies before me, everything that I need to release about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Accept everything that I need to accept about what lies before me, everything that I need to accept about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me, everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me. Thank you, choir.
Let's share our blessing together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.